Welcome back to the Workplace Safety Show. Once again, Jay Smith, as always, along here with Daryn Llewellyn, and glad to be back. Been a few weeks. We've been traveling a little, and it's actually good to get back on the back on camera here and answer a few things. Real quick, I want to thank everyone that approaches you and myself and mentions this show. It's that kind of feedback that keeps us coming in here and getting together, and our schedules don't really align all that often anymore, but keep letting us know that you're watching these. It helps us have ideas. And
we hear from you at trade shows and seminars that we do and all over the country. And
it's nice. It's nice. It's what keeps us coming back in here. So appreciate that. We got a couple things to talk about today. One of which, if anybody reads our blog, which we hope you do, Daryn got a little hot under the collar here recently and decided to unleash it on our blog, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today.
Well, if you look at our blog, or also you can also download it on the front page of our website. We just around here call it Daryn's Rant, and but its real title is "There Is What's Right, Safety Trumps the Bottom Line," and what it came about was I spent several hours online one morning, which I do often. I did it this morning, and looking at OSHA website and reading the news releases of citations and accidents that happened. Also looking at other websites like CalOSHA and things like that, and looking where people got hurt or citations written. And then I looked deeper into it, the details. You can look at you can Google or search for the hometowns of where these things occurred, the city where it happened, and you can get as far as if it was a fatality, or you can get as far as the obituary and the funeral home, where they have funeral home websites now have pictures and logbooks where people write comments about what a great person this person was and what have you. And after doing this for a couple of hours, I was pretty angry, and because it's not just electrical hazards either. It's fall protection, combustible dust, confined spaces, all kinds of things, but electrical accidents in there. And the procedures have been around for years on how to prevent these things. And it's available out there on the internet pretty quick on if you have a hazard, and people out there that can help you solve them. And there's just so many people still are doing nothing. And I hate to see accidents, fatalities happen if someone had took the extra effort to do it right. And it's my thing about moving away from citation avoidance to injury prevention, and stop worrying about compliance and start worrying about actually preventing the accident from happening in the first place. So many people aren't even trying to avoid the citation. So anyway, I got pretty angry about it, and I wrote it. And I always tell Jay and Darla and everybody here, never write anything in anger. Never write an email, because you can go ahead and write it. Just what do I tell you? Don't send it, right? You can write it, but don't send it. You'll always feel bad later. And I wrote this in anger, and I still don't feel bad. Yeah,
and then the difference is, though, typically when it's an email, it's directed to a person or it's directed to an organization. This was not. This was directed towards a problem.
Yeah,
and a problem that just happened to it that morning. And as always, when you get deep into these types of things, it rubs you the wrong way. And it does tie back into some of the shows that we've done and some of the other publications that we've written on people wanting to avoid NFPA 70E. And the bottom line is you can't.
People are trying to avoid it because of the bottom line.
Well, right. And wanting to get around it. How do we get around it? We don't have to do it. Tell me why now this is law. It goes back into all of those other times that we've spoke about this, is that it doesn't matter. Knowing what we now know about why these events occur. Read one this morning on CalOSHA, a company in Wisconsin, wasn't it? I believe.
I saw that.
$91,000 fine. That's nothing. I believe a couple individuals, second and third degree burns. Second and third degree burns, $91,000. That is just the
they spent
tip of what they're going to be spending.
Spent that when the hospital doors open.
Yeah, and you know, it's these things that could have been avoided.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to look at these things, and there's too many outlets such as this little show, you know, trade shows and webinars and conferences where people are talking about electrical safety. And yes, it happens to be NFPA 70E. That is a way that you can prevent these types of injuries. Yeah. And, you know, we're in a business, absolutely. We speak about this and we run a business in order to go out and help these people, but we also are very passionate about it because just like your rant, I'll call it a rant, you know, that you can read on our website, and we hope you do.
I don't know how anybody could read those things I read that morning and not be angry,
right?
Knowing that these accidents could have been avoided with spending some resources,
right?
Not just money, but time,
right.
And training people
right.
on how to avoid these things. And it's just awful when that effort's not made, and that is what the rant came from.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I'm glad we took a few minutes to talk about it here. Definitely. Definitely. Another item that kind of goes along with this we've been getting a lot of requests and questions about the 2012. And we've done other shows on this, and you're now helping a lot of folks kind of understand.
Yeah. A week or so ago, I did a webinar for the National Forest and Paper Association, and on the changes, just on the 2012 changes, about 23 slide show or so. And some of the members that were on that webinar have also asked me to present it to their facilities, you know, 200 plants or whatever they may have. And if anybody's out there in need of a webinar of that sort, please give us a call anytime someone's willing to listen. I'm ready to talk. You know that.
Well, we know that, absolutely. Speaking of which, probably better wrap this one up.
Yeah, we've been going a long time. I'm surprised Logan's not.
Well, it's been a while.
Gave us the hook yet.
It's been a while since we've been out here. So, well, once again, thanks for watching, and please visit Llewellyn.com. A lot of good information on there. If you want to see how red-faced Daryn actually was, you can read that on our blog. But once again, until we see you back here next time, thanks a lot.
Thanks.